Imagine a movie that had everything: a budget that could make Croesus blush, actors who could make the dead weep with envy, a story that could make the Bible look like a pamphlet. And then it vanishes. No red carpets, no screaming fans, no bad reviews to tear apart on Twitter. Just whispers, rumors, shadows in the back alleys of Hollywood. Some films, darling, are never meant to see the light of day. Stuck in development hell, choked by scandal, or maybe just plain cursed by the fickle whims of fate. Could these lost films have been masterpieces? Or were they destined to be nothing more than celluloid ghosts? Today we exhume those cinematic corpses, the abandoned films left for dead in various states of undress, some mere skeletons of scripts, others practically resurrected, breathing, almost alive, but not quite. Get ready for a glimpse into the abyss of what-ifs, the stories behind the most infamous unfinished films. Picture this: Nicolas Cage in a skin-tight Superman suit directed by Tim Burton. Oh honey, the late 90s were a wild time. Warner Brothers, drunk on Batman's success, was ready to inject kryptonite right into Superman's cold, dead franchise. They poured millions into Superman Lives, a fever dream of a film. The script? Absolutely bonkers. The villains? A menagerie of the bizarre, from Brainiac to a giant spider, because why not? Cage, bless his eccentric soul, was already fitted for the suit. He was ready to unleash his own brand of manic energy on the Man of Steel. Then the walls came crumbling down. The budget ballooned faster than a Kryptonian on Earth. Burton and the studio, they were like a married couple on the verge of a messy divorce. Script rewrites piled up like corpses in a horror movie. And then, silence. Superman Lives flatlined. All that remained were whispers, a few ghostly production photos, and the haunting image of Cage in that infamous Superman suit. Now let's talk about Jerry Lewis. Yes, that Jerry Lewis, the king of slapstick, the master of goofy. But even clowns have their dark sides, their skeletons hidden in the closet. In the 1970s, Lewis decided to make a film so audacious, so profoundly misguided, that it became his own personal horror story. The Day the Clown Cried, a clown in a Nazi concentration camp. Lewis envisioned a tragicomedy, a story of laughter in the face of unimaginable horror. He poured his heart and soul into it, directing, co-writing, and even starring in the film. But when he saw the final cut, well, let's just say even the most seasoned clown would have run screaming. It was a disaster, a monstrous, insensitive, career-ending disaster. Lewis, to his credit, recognized the horror he had wrought. He locked the film away, burying it deeper than a Hollywood secret. Some say it's locked away in a vault, a cinematic time bomb ticking away. Will it ever see the light of day? Maybe. Chapter 3. The Thief, the Cobbler, and the Mouse. This, my friends, is the story of an animation so ambitious, so breathtakingly beautiful, that it took decades to make. Richard Williams, the visionary behind Who Framed Roger Rabbit, embarked on a quest to create the most stunning animated film the world had ever seen, The Thief and the Cobbler. He poured his life into it, frame by painstaking frame. The level of detail was unheard of, the animation so fluid, it seemed to defy the laws of physics. But genius, like most beautiful things, takes time. Decades passed, and the film remained unfinished. Then along came Disney with their little animated ditty, Aladdin, and suddenly the studio execs saw dollar signs, but not the kind Williams was after. They snatched the film away from Williams, butchered his masterpiece, and released a pale imitation of his vision. The result? A critical and commercial flop. But even in its butchered form, the film's brilliance shone through. It left audiences wondering, what if? What if Williams had been given the time and freedom to finish his masterpiece? Some films, like Bad Romances, are better left unfinished. Sometimes a disaster averted is a blessing in disguise. But then there are the others, the ones that haunt us with their potential. The Superman lives that could have redefined superheroes. The Thief and the Cobbler that could have been animation's crowning achievement. These ghosts of cinema, these unfinished symphonies, leave us with a lingering question. What if? Which lost film haunts your dreams? Which cinematic ghost do you wish would rise from the cutting room floor?